Imagine an object so immense that it could contain more than 1,000 planets. Earth inside, a place so hot that its heart burns at more than 15,000 degrees Celsius. This object is about 15,000 kilometers from us, but its influence reaches every corner of our planet, and most amazing, without it, life as we know it simply would not exist. Today, we are going to talk about our king star, the Sun. That golden giant that not only lights up our days, but also holds fascinating secrets, mysteries that scientists are still trying to unravel. The Sun is so immense that its gravity keeps not only the Earth in orbit, but our entire solar system, from Mercury to the confines where icy Pluto is located. But that's not all. Solar winds are generated on the Sun that travel through space at supersonic speeds, affecting everything in their path, including our planet. Scientists are still trying to fully understand how these solar winds interact with Earth's magnetic field, causing everything from small disturbances to incredible spectacles like the Northern Lights. And if this sounds impressive to you, imagine that the Sun is just an average star. In our galaxy, there are stars that are hundreds of times larger and brighter, which makes our Sun just another piece in the immense puzzle of the universe. The Sun is much more than just a ball of fire in the sky. It's a colossal nuclear fusion machine, where every second millions of tons of hydrogen are converted into helium, releasing an immense amount of energy. That energy is what allows plants to grow, animals to survive, and we can exist. The Sun has a fascinating structure composed of several layers, from the core where nuclear fusion occurs to the radioactive zone, where energy takes millions of years to travel outward, and the convective zone, where heat is transported to the surface. Above this surface is the photosphere, the part we can see, and beyond that, the solar corona, a region that surprisingly is much hotter than the surface of the Sun itself. This corona reaches temperatures of millions of degrees, and it's still a mystery why it's so hot in comparison. But did you know that the Sun has cycles of activity that affect our technology? Here on Earth, every 11 years or so, their activity intensifies, causing solar storms that can interrupt satellite communications and even affect our planet's power grid. In those periods, the Sun reminds us how despite all our technology, we remain at the mercy of the cosmos's whims. What if we talk about whims? We can't forget sunspots, those cooler, darker regions on its surface that are associated with incredibly powerful magnetic fields. These spots can unleash figurations, explosions that release energy equivalent to millions of nuclear bombs, sending waves of radiation into space. In addition, these figurations can be accompanied by coronal mass ejections, enormous clouds of plasma that travel through the solar system and can impact Earth, causing damage to electrical systems and generating visible auroras at unusually low latitudes. The Sun also has a spectacularly complex life cycle. It was born approximately 4,600 million years ago from a cloud of gas and dust that collapsed under its own gravity. This process generated so much heat and pressure that it initiated nuclear fusion in its core. He is currently in the main sequence phase, where he will spend most of his life. However, when its current phase ends, the Sun will dramatically transform first into a red giant and then into a white dwarf. But the Sun is also responsible for one of the most beautiful shows we can witness, the auroras. When charged particles from the solar wind collide with Earth's atmosphere, they create those dancing curtains that paint the sky in greens, pinks, and violets. This phenomenon not only occurs on Earth, auroras have also been observed on other planets with significant magnetic fields such as Jupiter and Saturn, which shows that the impact of the Sun extends beyond our own planet now. Here comes the most surprising thing. The Sun, like every star, has a finite life. In about 5 billion years, the hydrogen in its core will be depleted. At that time, the Sun will expand dramatically, becoming a red giant, a phase in which its radius could reach the orbits of Mercury, Venus, and even Earth, destroying any trace of our planet. This process will be extremely violent, and although we are talking billions of years in the future, it is disturbing to think how everything we know will be swallowed up by this expanding titan. Then, the Sun will lose its outer layers, leaving behind a hot, compact core, a white dwarf. This small remnant star, although bright at first, will slowly cool over billions of years until it becomes a dark, cold object known as a black dwarf, something astronomers have not yet observed since the universe is too young. But there's something even more intriguing. The Sun's expansion process will also cause the formation of a planetary nebula, a giant cloud of gas and dust that will float in space for the Sun's last gasp before becoming a white dwarf. This planetary nebula will be visible for thousands of years, illuminated by the burning remnants of the Sun's core. The elements released in this process will contribute to the birth of new stars and planets, forming part of new solar systems, which means that somehow, part of our Sun and our planet could be part of new generations of stars. Everything we know, everything we love, depends on this fire giant, and at the same time, we are destined to disappear along with him. It's a terrifying prospect, but also a beautiful one. It reminds us how fragile we are, and how in the vast theater of the universe, the sun is our main actor, although only for a fleeting act. Although the sun's future does not look promising for life on Earth, it is fascinating to think that our star will have a legacy in the galaxy. The atoms that make up our world and ourselves will be scattered through space, and perhaps one day become part of new worlds and new forms of life. So the next time you feel the heat of the sun on your skin, remember, you are feeling the energy of a star in full action. A star that gives us life, but will also take it away from us. That heat we feel today is the result of nuclear reactions that have been occurring for billions of years, and that will one day come to an end. What do you think? Are those our best friend, or our inevitable enemy? Or maybe it's our legacy in the cosmos, a spark that will somehow continue when we're gone. Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries of the cosmos.